Okay, welcome to our weekly Facebook Live and YouTube Live here from the from our center, from the Dow Health and Wellness Center here in Chiswick in West London. And today we have an amazing topic, which is the spiritual channels. And I'd love to share a little bit more with you because tonight, in our complimentary evening at 7 p.m., we have a guest today. This time it will be David Lush, who will be joining us online, and he'll be talking about the third eye. So now, why am I talking about the spiritual channels if he's talking about the third eye? That's because the third eye is part and is actually one of our spiritual channels. So first of all, what is a spiritual channel at all, and why is it important? If you have any questions throughout this Facebook Live, please put them in the chat, and I'd love to see your hearts as well in there. So, a spiritual channel is a pathway, it's a connection that allows us to connect with the invisible, with the soul world, with the invisible, to receive spiritual messages. And so those messages can come in different ways. They come in form of auditory, visual, like images, or messages that we speak out, and even in different ways as well. These are some of the main ways. Now, the third eye is a way how we can see images of the soul, right? So you might hear us talking about the power of the soul, the information a lot. Now, the thing with the soul is not visible to the human eye. As humans, we generally have somewhat an understanding of what soul is or what it means. You might even be able to feel the soul or understand the concept of the soul. But seeing the soul is something we can't do with our physical eyes. You can't just see the soul because it's not on the wavelength of the physical light, of the visible light. Now, there's still ways, though, how we can connect with the soul and how we can see the soul and receive messages from either our own soul or other souls. And that's done through the spiritual channels. You can imagine it as like a bridge or a pathway to the soul world, to other souls. And then we can receive it and also, make sense of it and understand it with our mind. Now, one of those spiritual channels is actually the third eye. I'm pretty sure most of you have heard of it in some way. What you might not have heard it is that there's also ways we can practice to learn or to open to receive messages through this channel. And why would we want to do that? Now, the soul is a light being, but the soul, or also the informational level, carries information about our life. So the soul carries positive information, also negative information, and the information of the soul determines how well we can manifest something in our life. For example, how successful we are in life, how good our relationships are, how good our health is. There is an root message on the soul level. Okay. Now, for us to receive information about this root message can help us to determine where we need to transform something. And also, it can help us to then actually transform something. So, for example, yet let's say you have a challenge with someone in a relationship, let's say with a friend, and you're not really sure, something is weird, something feels off with that person. You're talking to the person, but something just doesn't feel quite right. Now, maybe you don't even know what it is, and you try to think about, have I said something wrong? Was it something the other person did? but sometimes you might not even know what the root issue is. And here is where our spiritual channels can give us crucial insights. It's basically a way to actively tap into our intuition and receive messages and information about something that helps us to transform. And so in this case, with, let's say, with a relationship with someone, you can use spiritual channels once you open them further and further to receive information about, for example, what the issue is, or even more so, what you should be doing to transform it, or any other information you need to know around it. And it's something you otherwise would not be able to receive as directly. Maybe you have some feelings, or maybe you have some sort of a sense or a gut feeling, right? Gut feeling is also the intuition. But when we actively train to use the spiritual channels, you can also start to receive those messages on demand. You don't have to wait until you suddenly have a light bulb idea or suddenly gain some insights, but you can learn, as you practice, you can learn to receive those messages. For example, through the third eye. And that is something we're going to learn and practice tonight at 7 p.m. UK time with our guest David Lush, and he will be guiding us and teaching us a little bit more about what it is, why you should be using it, and how we can practice to use this channel, third eye, to receive crucial insights and guidance for our life. So I invite you to join this complimentary event. The link is also going to be in the comments. And I thank you very much for watching this short introductory live. And I hope you have a beautiful day, and I hope to see you in the show later today. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.